Oh man, I am out here in the middle of nowhere and I am down to 2% of my battery. Maybe I shouldn't have been racing and doing speed tests out there. Good morning, y'all. Today we are going to be taking the Zero DSR electric motorcycle on a mileage test. We're going to see just exactly how many miles this bike can really get out of one charge. So this is the Black Forest edition and it's brand new for 2020. It is sitting on some Pirelli MT60s mounted on 19-inch rims, both front and rear. It also has regenerative braking, which means every time you brake, it charges the battery some. And this is why you actually see the opposite of gas vehicles and you see more range in the city than you do on the interstate. So according to the Zero's paperwork here, the city range is going to be 157 miles to 196. And of course on the highway you are 64 to 80 miles. Your combined range should be somewhere between 91 and 114 miles. So your peak torque's coming in at 116 foot-pounds of torque, peak power 70 horsepower at 3,500 RPMs. So at $1.61 to $2.02 to charge on average, that is 150 miles to the gallon if you're comparing it to gas. Pretty impressive. Charge times to 95%, 9.3 hours for the regular tank and 11.6 for the power tank. But if you have the rapid charger, you can get that charge time all the way down to 2 hours. A weight is 489 pounds, seat height 33.2 inches, and the thing comes with a 5-year power pack warranty. That's pretty impressive. So today we are going to put this thing to the test. I'm going to take it out on the road and we're going to see what it actually gets. I think we'll call it a combined ride because I will be doing some highway, but I will also be doing some city riding. So we should expect somewhere between 90 and 115 miles out of this thing today, according to their worksheet. One thing I do absolutely love about Zero is, as it says right there, it is indeed crafted in California. This is actually an American-made motorcycle. You have got to love that. One of the things I love most about the Black Forest is the fact that it comes with these hard luggage bags, really staying true to the adventure bike market that I think this bike is going after. These are all aluminum, fairly light, and actually fairly easy to put in. You just push down there, and a little click there, and that is probably the easiest attach and release bag I've ever put on a motorcycle. It looks very good naked without them, but today I'm going to be carrying some luggage because, well, we are going out for probably at least 100 miles, and I got some gear I want to bring, so we'll be putting the bags on. There is also a trunk that goes on the back here. I don't think I'll be needing that today. We'll just take these two side bags. You will see they have rubber sealed mounts for the keys, and when you open up the bag itself, it opens up at about an angle like this. Maybe not as convenient as a top load bag, but this is the style that I would say almost all of the adventure bikes are going with. So again, they're staying true to the market they're going after. So this is kind of an idea of where all the charging stations are for level 2. This is where you can charge this thing in like 2 hours. There are over 60,000 level 2 chargers in North America alone, growing 20 to 25% a year. So that, my friends, is actually a pretty impressive range of chargers across America. Then also you can always charge it with 110, and it keeps a spare 110 cord right here in the swing arm. So you can always stop just about anywhere and plug in as long as you can talk somebody into letting you use a 110 outlet. I don't think that would be too difficult. Okay, we'll turn this thing on and see that we do indeed have a 100% charge. And now we have the trip to Zero. So now we put Zero's claimed mileage to an actual test. I do not have the power tank, so I expect to get somewhere around 90 miles out of this tank. I'll give you some updates to events and schedules at the end of this video, so stay tuned to the end. good thing is, on these motorcycles, you don't have to worry about pulling in a clutch or finding neutral when you're making random stops like this toll booth. Okay, I'm gonna go get Scooter's medicine. We got Scooter's meds. $100 a month for Scooter's medication. That's what it's come out to be right now. Getting old isn't easy for any of us. There are a bunch of different modes on this thing. Let me show you. You hit this button right here that says mode, and it'll change on that screen. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. Eco, custom, or sport. We're gonna go back to eco. The whole first part of the ride, I did it in sport mode. I ripped it, I gave it everything it had, full throttle multiple times, kept it mainly around 70, 80 plus miles an hour, did some hills, really just tried to drain the battery as fast as I could. So now I'm gonna do the next 50% of this battery, continue the remaining 48% of this battery at the eco standard, and I'm gonna try to save as much battery as I can and see how many miles we get in the eco on the second half of the battery. Let's get it going. So another thing I will say is the suspension has been pretty good. It was stiff enough and it held well at the higher speeds. It's a Showa 100% adjustable suspension, and I've got mine set right about in the middle. I'm about a 230 pound guy, so I'm not real light, and that middle setting has been really, I think I can say, ideal for me. So one cool thing is with this bike is it's just silent. There's no noise, there's no nothing. As long as your kickstand's up and this red switch is on, all you do is just twist the throttle. No gears, no clutches, you just start going. Perfectly silent. Or pretty much silent. A little bit of an electric noise, but it's not much. And I like it this way. I don't think I would want a fake noise on it. I think I prefer it to be just exactly what it is. I will say the windscreen does a good job at deflecting the wind off my chest, but I do get a lot of helmet noise and wind noise up in the helmet. I'm up in the air there, so it doesn't do much for the helmet, but it does certainly help a lot with the wind on the chest. We're going to do a speed test. Now this is going to affect my distance a little bit and probably cost me a few miles, but I think it's worth it to see exactly what this thing can do. But before I give you all the speed tests, I'm going to ask you to go down below if you're watching on YouTube and click that subscribe button. It does mean the world to me, and if you click the little bell for notifications, you will get updated every time I upload a new video. We're going to do 0 to 60 in 2 different segments. We're going to do one in the eco, and then we're going to do it in the powerhouse. Here we go. Let's get to a stop. Of course, we're at 35% battery now and at 42.2 miles. 0 to 60. And ready, set, go. See how it slows my start there? But then it starts to grab pretty decent. 40, 50, and time. Not bad. That was the eco. That's saving the juice. It's getting us the most miles out of the ride. Now let's try it in sport. We'll switch it to sport mode. All right, let's get to a stop. Ready, set, go. Woo! That is quite a bit faster. 40, 50, and stop. Time. That was 60. And it just keeps going. I mean, it's a fast bike. I'm gonna get it back into eco so we can get the most miles out of this thing. Oh man, I am out here in the middle of nowhere and I am down to 2% of my battery. Maybe I shouldn't have been racing and doing speed tests out there. Now the question is, how accurate is this gauge? Can I make it home or not? 59 miles, 98% of my battery. I think literally I have probably 8 miles to go. It doesn't equate, it doesn't add up, but we'll see how it goes. Let's try to do it. On 2% battery. Try to keep it under 50. That's gonna be my goal here. Going down these hills, if I lay off the throttle and coast, it does create an engine braking, which will slow me down some, but I should, oh man, it just went to 0. Maybe I can regenerate going down this hill a little bit. Oh, it's slowing down on me. Just break the crest. Here we go, regenning. Got big hills here too. That's gonna eat power. I shouldn't have been playing. So right now I have no throttle, and it is slowing me down the same way an engine would, I guess. I can feel it. It's quitting on me. I don't want to make this hill.
Now the question is, do I stop at this gas station and plug it in? Or do I just keep trying to regen these hills and make it home? I think I better stop here. See if they got a 110 outlet I can plug this thing into. Oh man, at least I made it here.
The nice lady in there says, no problem, I can plug into this outlet and charge up. I think that's what you're gonna find most places. You'll always be able to find someone that's willing to give you an outlet. So I'm just gonna reach right in here, pull this out. This is a plug. And all I can do is hope that, oh, come on, you gotta be kidding. Oh, no other outlets out here. Don't see any back there. What are the odds of this? Right here, please. Please be an outlet in there. Yeah, baby. We are in business. Luckily, it still had enough juice to go a little bit. Don't know if it would have made it all the way. I'm just gonna plug it in here, have myself a soda pop, maybe a sandwich. That should definitely give me enough juice to go ahead and get home. Now I just have to hope this outlet works. Plug this in here. Plug this in here, and that little green light says it's charging. So our official number was 63.6. So that's right, we got 63.6 miles out of this thing on one charge. It's a little short of their 90 miles claimed combined, but I will say I did probably 75% on the interstate and on the highway and highway speeds. So when you look at what their highway numbers were on this bike, it was, I think it was 64. And we did just almost identical to that, to the T. So I gotta believe your other mileage that they've said is gonna be pretty accurate. I think they probably did a very accurate job at judging this. I, unfortunately, did not do as accurate a job as judging my trip. But like I said, we'll let it charge here. I'll be back with y'all in a minute. Along with one of these. And now I sit, I have a snack, wait a couple minutes, and I'll be back on the road. All right, I shouldn't need too much to get home. Let's see what that little stop gave me. Well, it only gave me 2%, but 2% will get me where I need to go. The truth is, I could have sat for about an hour with one of these, maybe two, and it would have probably given me enough juice to make it to a level 2 charger somewhere else where I could charge the entire bike in, well, an hour or two. This is gonna work to get me home and wrap this video. Okay, so like I said, you know, I probably could have gotten more miles out of this. I probably could have hit that 90 mile mark without an issue. I think I would really like to have the larger upgrade battery for doing any real touring. The way this is set up now, man, you know, electric bikes are exact opposite of gas. They get better mileage in the city, worse on the interstate because of that braking and regenning, which we saw, well, it's what got me to the gas station to be able to sit and plug and charge. So I think in the city, these things are amazing. Commutes, you know, 100-mile or less commutes where you can plug them in while you're at work and then come back out and ride, perfect. But mainly, I think a city bike, and when you want to do your touring, I think you could, but the bigger battery I think would be nice to have. I'll take it on a longer trip one time and see how it works out. I'll look for, like, you know, charging stations and see how easy it really is to cross multiple states hitting charging stations on this thing, because it was comfortable, the seat was comfortable, the riding position was great. Had no issues with any of that. As I told you, I'd give you some updates. The K River Campground, all the events here as of today are still on, still going. We've got the Fast Life Garage camp out, the dates are right there. We've got the Lita's camp out, the dates are right there. And that Lita's camp out, if you want to come, you gotta be sponsored by a girl. You means you gotta have a girl bring you as her guest, and every girl can only bring one dude. It's the way it goes. We don't want to overrun all these women with us crazy dudes, right? And I'm still going on the road. I'm still traveling. Some of our events have been postponed and canceled, like our Albuquerque event. Listen, y'all, I almost thought I was gonna get stranded out there on the road, but I stayed stubborn. I suggest y'all do the same. Don't give up. Chase your dreams. In fact, dream until your dreams come true. We'll see you tomorrow.